What's happening, collectors? Welcome to Riggy's Basement. And this time in the basement, we are taking a look at the DC Direct McFarlane Toys Digital Superman DC The Silver Age action figure. Now, I've been looking forward to this one for, the month that it was out there. I believe it was announced, pre-orders, and out on some people's hands within like a week. But I'm super happy to have this. Now, if you are a comic book nerd of a certain vintage like myself, you will recognize this art. This is the art of one Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. I hope I said that right. He was basically the commercial artist for DC from the late 70s up until probably still now. If you were a kid in the 80s, early 90s, and you had paper plates, bed sheets, a lunchbox, stickers, coloring books, clothes, it had this man's art on it. I'm sure some of you recognize it now if you are comic book nerds. So I am always on the eternal hunt for like the perfect comic accurate Superman. And to be quite honest, I think this is going to be it. I was lucky enough to find it out in the wild. Amazon, as far as I knew, was completely sold out. And I live in this state, in not the States. So it is extremely hard to find a lot of stuff these days. Luckily, GameStop, stuff like that. But I was lucky enough to just stumble over this. So if you are collecting, happy hunting. So this is the packaging. I am not a major fan of packaging. Please release my toy from its plastic prison. There's a side. Again, the Jose Luis Garcia Lopez? I think that's it. Boy, I'm going to get raked over the coals for that one. But there it is. And of course, because it is a McFarlane Toys digital, oh boy, NFTs. You got right here on the side, scan for the code to get your exclusive digital collectible. Yabba dabba doo. Probably shouldn't have shown you that because you're going to steal it before I get it. And to be quite honest, you're more than welcome to. So let's open this sucker up. Like I said, I hate it being in its plastic prison. Let us use the power of Mega Bloks Grayskull to try and open this sucker up. I hate tape, but hey, what are you going to do? I'm also probably going to have to get my scissors out because knowing McFarlane Toys, there's a million flipping plastic ties. Hey, that worked on this thing. We'll clean up the mess as we get along. Get this side out of the way. Pretty much tear it off like we did the last. Fingernails are always an advantage when opening up packaging, I find. But again, that's just me. I could be wrong. We'll get that out of the way. And we'll grab a pair of scissors. Let's see. Where have I got scissors? You know what? I think this job calls for tiny scissors more than anything else. So let's get this sucker out of here. Is there another piece of tape? Dagnabbit. Well, you know what? Power of Grayskull isn't all that fantastic. We use tiny scissors. I'm going blind here. There we go. Off the top. Yep, as I thought. Yay, plastic ties. So, we get the initial stuff out of the way here as we go along. What are you attached to, buddy? We may have a hard time getting this part out of the packaging. Bye-bye. Right, so here we are. Move that over here for a second. This is what it comes with. I believe this is your redemption code for your McFarlane Toys digital. We got a McFarlane Toys collector card And oh look, a McFarlane Toys stand. Pretty much standard issue with your McFarlane Toys. So you know what? Let's just get that out of the way right now. We don't care about that stuff so much. We want to get him out. So let's worry about getting him out. Ooh. Big old hand. You get a left and a right flying hand. Let's put this kind of like... You can do all them fantastic flying Superman poses. And of course, the other hand, because it would be kind of weird if you only had one. All right, now let's try to do this as delicately as humanly possible. Again, thank God for tiny scissors. There we go on that side. Cloth cape. You know what? It used to be that you'd have to pay like $200 to get a figure with a cloth cape. We live in a wonderful age, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get a couple more of these out of the way. One on this side. Seriously, though, with the amount of security on this thing, you gotta wonder why they put so many of these dang ties on here. Oh my gosh. Again, fingernails are very important in this endeavor. There we go. Hopefully that is all that. Let's get all that crap out of the way. Ha 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 ha. And that is the fun part. Yes. Ha 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 ha. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the fun bit comes in. Now, if you couldn't tell, I am extremely happy with this purchase. He looks exactly like he came off of the page. This thing is absolutely fantastic. Let me just try to get him to stand up a little bit better here. Try to get him that way so we can kind of have a quick look at him. He might be a little bit... No? Okay. Are we going to keep a pose? Hey, look at that. We're keeping a pose. That's fantastic. This is beautiful. Again, this is pretty much McFarlane articulation all the way through. Everything. If you've been collecting the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, you have an already good idea of what you're working with here. If you have not, well then, let's walk through a little bit of articulation, shall we? So, at the head, looks like we are operating... You know what? Let's see if we can pop this off for a quick second. Will it come off? Oh, ooh, check it out. We got the ball joint inside with the double popper, which allows for extra head movement. Thankfully, as you can see, as I'm trying to pop this back on, there you go. That's the noise you're looking for, so you can get a really good up, complete 360. You don't want to do that too often. We're not playing The Exorcist here, but he looks up. He looks down pretty good. There we go. We can do our T-pose. These, again, they're not necessarily an extra like shoulder joint. It's more of a covering to cover up the ball joint that is inside the actual arm, but it does give you a little extra movement there. As you can see, we got the double jointed elbows. There's the hands with the ball joint hinge. And again, if you want to see, we can pop. Oh, don't want to do that too horrible. There's your peg right there. Easily. We poured out the hand, and oh look, it's beautiful. He's waving at everyone. Hello, welcome to the video. All right, so we've got torso movement here, very good wobbly wobbly. You got a bit of a waist here, so be careful when you first get this thing out. It is a bit stiff. Again, McFarlane, but hey, what are you going to do? Be careful with it. You do not want to upset yourself. So there we go. We got the diaper going on. To be quite honest, this time it works. I usually have an issue with the McFarlane multiverse diapers, but this time I actually like it. Fits the aesthetic, works with the thing, doesn't look like it's an actual diaper. And Superman needs to have his trunks. All right, so let's see. Ooh, good gravy. Hey, Superman could give Van Damme a run for his money. What the heck's going on here? That's actually really good. So yes, we've got that. It's very ratchety, so I like that idea. The fact that you can feel the joints still a little bit tight means it's not going to go super loose on you right away. We have our double jointed knees. Those are fantastic. And of course, you got your ball joint at the ankle. Goes up, goes down, pivots, and of course, I love that it spins around like that too. This thing is absolutely fantastic. Again, it's upsetting that McFarlane's about to lose the license, because now we're starting to get all this stuff. And I mean, some of the stuff that was just announced over the last month or so at WonderCon. I mean, come on. We're in the golden age. And the best part about this, as far as I can tell, is this cape, man. Cloth. It's that good fabric, not that weird velour one that they put on the Adam West Batman. It's the nice thick fabric. It's got the wire on the outsides of each of them, so of course you can do all the good poses where it looks like he's in the wind. He's got that going on behind him. I am honestly overjoyed that I have picked this thing up. Really happy. This is, to be quite honest, and especially when you're looking at like some of the other toys that are out there, like Mezco, Muffex, Hot Toys, anything like that, for the price point on this one, for what you're getting, this is absolutely fantastic. The color scheme, like that S symbol, I don't think they could have made it any better. The head sculpt is absolutely fantastic. Again, that is Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. It's absolutely fantastic. We got the S on the back. It's properly sized. It looks absolutely fantastic. This is 100% comic accurate Superman. You cannot get any better than that, especially for what you're going to drop on it. So one more time, before we go, let's take a look at all of this. Again, accessories like this, they're not my thing. I really usually just stick with one set of hands, maybe a particular head if it comes with a different sculpt, and then I just pose it that way. So all these extra accessories like trading cards, stuff like that, I mean, if you're into it, fantastic. I mean, I have no idea how the digital collectible works, so if that's your thing, go for it. But again, there's your stand right there. Typical McFarlane stand, except this time it's got the McFarlane Toys digital printing on it, which, I have a million of these. Some of them say Spawn, some of them say DC. I now have one that says McFarlane Toys digital. Yabba dabba do. So there's that. We have got the trading card. If this thing will focus for half a second, maybe you can read the back of the card. Maybe not. Just like the picture on the back of the package. And of course, you get this thing, your McFarlane Toys digital thing. I guess I scratchy the redemption code. I go follow the instructions, and yay, you have something that you can show on the internet. So before we go, pop those right there so you can see that all together. That is essentially what you are going to get and the whole kit and caboodle. Again, I'm pleased. I'm not gonna lie, I am super happy. This is not the only Superman that I have, as I'll show you in the comparison in a second. But this one, if this was the only Superman that I could get my hands on, and I was a massive Superman fan, which I am, then I would be more than happy, especially for dropping less than like 50, $100 on this thing. This thing is totally worth it. So before we go, I know a lot of people out there love to see size comparisons. So I think what we'll do first is, once we clear all this stuff out of the way, we will compare him to other McFarlane Multiverse figures, such as the DC McFarlane Multiverse, whatever the heck you want to call it, Christopher Reeve Superman that just came out recently. Again, another fantastic figure. These two, quite honestly, are the two best McFarlane figures that have come out since he started doing them. I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion. And also put him next to McFarlane Multiverse Lobo. So there you go. You got your size comparison right there with other McFarlane figures. I like the fact that he's pretty much the exact same size as Christopher Reeve Superman. Like, there is, of course, the body comparison difference, but at least height-wise, these guys are the exact same size. I love it. That makes me happy. So with these two out of the way, we'll compare them to a couple other ones. Compare them next to a Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Retro Duke. This was like my favorite figure last year. I love the dang thing. It is nostalgia in a can, and I am ready to open that can. I love it. And we'll also put him beside the Nacelle Toys Biker Mice from Mars Throttle. Now, again, I'm a child of the 80s and the 90s. This used to be one of my favorite cartoons, along with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So when Nacelle brought these out, I had no thought of picking them up. Then I found one at one of my local comic book shops, and I was like, oh, you're coming home with me. This thing is wicked. If you want to see a review for it, actually drop a comment below. I will have no problem reviewing any of the toys that have already opened up, because trust me, I've got a few. So if there's anything that you see here that you want to see reviewed, or maybe I'll just start making shorts, who knows, comments, put things in the places where you can type below, and I will read them, and maybe we can have conversations about stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But hey, that's up to you. So there he is with Biker Mice from Mars Throttle. And one more. We'll put him beside the... Oh my goodness, that actually... I don't know. No, maybe that's a little bit too small. But this is the Marvel Legends Superior Spider-Man. I was going to say, like, again, if you are a nerd of a vintage age, you would remember one of the original Marvel versus DC crossovers was the oversized Superman versus Spider-Man. And for half a second, I was like, this could work. Actually, if you wanted to maybe do perspective photography, maybe, I don't know. But then again, yeah, he kind of looks like 1960s, I'm still in high school Spider-Man next to the Superman. So maybe not. I don't know. But hey, it's your collection. It's your thing. You do what you do with it. I know what I'm doing with it. I'm going to put it up on my Superman shelf very, very soon. This thing is absolutely fantastic. So again, if you find it out in the wild, I don't know if you're going to be able to find it anywhere. As I said, Amazon seems to be sold out. I am on the frozen side of the hemisphere that we call the Northern America. So, I mean, it's very hard to find some of this stuff out in the wild. So I would honestly say, if you are a Superman fan, if you know a Superman fan, they're into collecting stuff like this, definitely, you see this out in the wild, grab it. It is worth it no matter what price you see it for. It is totally worth it. I would buy another one of these just strictly to have a couple of them to do all sorts of weird, wacky poses on my shelf. But hey, that's just me. I could be wrong. But before we go, we got to do one of these. Because, oh yeah. There you go. Boys and girls. Children of all ages. It's Bird, it's Plane. It's flipping Superman. You gotta love it. So there you go. The McFarlane Toys Digital DC Direct Superman DC The Silver Age action figure. It is out there somewhere waiting for you to buy it right now. If you like this video, like I said earlier, leave a comment down below where you can type things out. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, don't hit the like button. Hit the dislike button if you feel like it. If you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. Maybe we can talk. If you don't want to, don't. That's pretty much it. So, again, from Ricky's basement, we will say goodbye for now. Hopefully we will see you soon. And as always, happy toy hunting.